All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, sad day in the world of music again. This time we lose, I believe, a legendary performer, Jim Seals, who was one half of the band Seals and Crofts, or you could say a duo known as Seals and Crofts, has passed away at the age of 80 years old. If you were like me and you were a kid in the 1970s, you were trapped in your parents' station wagon listening to Seals and Crofts, whether it was Diamond Girl or Get Closer or Summer Breeze, or a tune I've been thinking about today that is appropriate for the day is a song they did called We May Never Pass This Way Again, which was on the radio quite a bit. They scored a number of hits. Here's what's a little bit, now you're going to say this is a little bit creepy here, but Summer Breeze hit number 6 on the charts, as did Diamond Girl, as did Get Closer. They, for whatever reason, couldn't get higher than number 6 on the charts. All three of those songs hit number 6. Jim Seals died on June 6th of 2022. That is the 6th month on the 6th day. And if you add 2022, that's another 6. So a little bit creepy. And I might be the only person to point this out. Just figured it factored into the fact that they had 3 songs that hit number 6. And again, I'm not into any weird conspiracy theories here. He was 80 years old, no cause of death, as far as I can tell here in the articles that I've read. The news was broke by John Ford Coley, who you may know as one half of another very popular 70s duo with his cohort, England Dan Seals, the younger brother of Jim. Dan passed away at a very young age. Jim was older. Again, they say no cause or place of death has been cited as of yet. John Ford Coley wrote, Dan adored his older brother, and it was because of Jimmy opening doors for us that we came to Los Angeles to record and meet the right people. This is a hard one on so many levels, as this is a musical era passing for me. And he even says, and it will never pass this way again, as his song said. He belonged to a group that was one of a kind. I am very sad over this, but I have some of the best memories of us all together. It's really kind of weird, and this is just me making commentary here, that the music industry itself honors certain styles of music. And if you become remotely popular and you've got a sound that's very accessible, some would call it West Coast rock, you could call it singer-songwriter, folk rock, whatever you want to describe it as, but I consider both England Dan and John Ford Coley, along with Seals and Crofts, as extremely important harbingers of music that would come in the 70s, later on, and then the 80s, and even into the 90s. Dan Seals had a career in country music during the 1980s, as everybody basically broke up. Seals and Crofts put out an album in, I believe it was 1980. They had this song called You're the Love. Prior to that, I think in 78, which I think was their last charting single or top 20 single, they were still going strong. But again, the industry changed a lot for them. The 80s was not all that welcoming to folk rock or pop rock duos. Although Hall & Oates would adjust what they were doing to get into the 80s and pretty much dominate it. Maybe those other 2 duos just couldn't do it. They just didn't have the skill set, or they wanted to stay true to what they were doing. Hence, Dan Seals goes into country and everybody else pretty much breaks up. I believe Seals and Crofts came back together a couple of more times, like in 1991, and then again in 2004. But for me, what's sad is that they're not getting the kind of recognition they deserve. And Jim Seals and Dash Crofts wrote some great songs. If you dig in a little deeper on those albums they put out, you're going to find a lot of music that probably could have been, should have been on the radio. Whether it should have been on the radio or not, it really demonstrates that they could write more than just a few good songs. I remember probably in the early 80s seeing, the best of Seals and Crofts, or Seals and Crofts Greatest Hits. I mean, they had a number of charting songs, some of which did better than others. I remember this tune called Hummingbird. It was always on the radio along with the other songs that I mentioned here. But it is a little bit weird that 3 songs hit number 6, and Jim, he checks out on the day, which is basically 666. So I don't know why I'm even recognizing that, but it is kind of strange. Of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to Jim Seals and his family and all his fans. Just great music. If you haven't listened to Seals and Crofts in a while, check them out. They're always great to listen to, great for relaxing, kicking back, and just contemplating stuff. They didn't write especially esoteric songs. Some of their songs were a little complicated, a little more interesting, very philosophical. I know they were into the Baha'i faith, which I'm not that familiar with, but that was something they really promoted during the 1970s, and I think held on to for their entire lives. So in any event, Jim Seals, dead at the age of 80, definitely a pioneer in 70s music, and certainly will be missed. All right, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon.